ここで引くわけにはいかねえんだ。カカロットの言う通りだ。俺は貴様に勝たねばならんのだ。行くぞ。海王剣。
All right. So we got some news here for Dokkan on JP. We got a new Crillon coming to the game, as well as this Blue KAIOKEN Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, which we talked about earlier today. There were leaks that they were coming, and lo and behold, we do have the actual info here. So I went ahead and did translations for everything coming. Before we get into those translations, there is this other video here. We can go ahead and watch this real quick, I guess, and then we'll talk about what it means. Alright, so little 30-second video there talking about the special event. This is like the Ribrianne event. There's going to be a new Rosie and Kakunsa available. They're showing the super attacks for them. And it's free-to-play units that I guess are going to drop from the new stages being added. It doesn't specifically mention new stages here, but I assume that they're going to add new stages. So, and they're going to be Dokkan Awakenable as well. So this is interesting because they don't really show free-to-play unit super attacks, that are just droppable from a story event. So that's interesting that they're starting to do that now. But you guys are here to see the translations for this guy, as well as the Crillon. We'll do the Crillon first, just because it's Crillon. He's not as hype as the other unit that came out. So this is going to be Crillon, Trust in a Technique and Experience. Leader skill is Representatives Universe 7, Category Key +3, HP attack and defense plus 120%. Super attack is 100 times Solar Flare. That's good that they're actually making that a super attack, because I was scared it was going to be Destructo Disc for the 100th time. Causes supreme damage and lowers attack with a high chance to stun. That's pretty good. Then the passive is Coordination with 18, attack and defense plus 180%. And the medium chance to evade enemies' attacks. That's already good. Instantly good. And then he gains Key +2 and an additional attack and defense plus 120% if there is an Android 18 attacking in the same turn. And then he also gets attacks effective against all types of targeted enemies in the stunned status. So this guy obviously wants to be ran alongside Android 18. So if we pull up the Representative Universe 7 category, they clearly want you to run him with this 18 down here, right? Now, they're not really going to share many links. We can take a look at their links right now. Experienced Fighters, Turtle School, Solid Support. So Solid Support is the new name for Rival Duo. So just it's going to be tough to remember. I had to look up the name for it when I was doing the translations because I didn't remember it. Just because I'm so used to thinking that Rival Duo is what it's called, but now it's Solid Support. Brainiac's Courage, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle. So, I mean, they're going to share Tournament of Power, but, like, are they going to share anything besides that? I don't think so, because Krillon's a Fierce Battle unit, and then Android 18 has, like, all the female links and, like, Android links here, so they're not really going to work well together, but they really want to be used together, so that's probably why he's getting the Key +2 for being alongside 18, just because he's sacrificing, like, all these links for that. And then he's on Representative Universe 7, Universe Rival Saga, and Earthlings. He's going to be a buff to the Earthling category, but, I mean, he's not getting this second part of his passive. I mean, 180% attack and defense is already pretty... What are his stats like? It's not the worst. I mean, he's going to have, like... What is that? Like, basically 14,000 attack. That's not terrible for a non-Dokkan Fest unit. That's actually not bad. And then what's his defense like? It's that, yeah. I mean, the stats aren't actually that bad. I was kind of hoping this guy would have ended up being a support type unit for Representatives Universe 7 because there really aren't any right now. Take a look at the category. There's not a single support type unit on here, I guess, unless you want to count this free-to-play UI Goku, who gives, I think it's what, key +3 to the tag or the category. Yeah, key +3. I guess we should be looking at the JP one because this has the Awakening for Skinny Boo. That's really the only difference between these two categories, and now it's about to be these two guys. All right, so here we go. So what's interesting about this unit is we just saw the super attacks, and in the 12-key super attack, they aren't transformed into like the evolution and Kaioken forms. They're just blue. But the name actually still is Super Saiyan God SS Goku Kaioken and Super Saiyan God SS Evolve Vegeta Surpassing Endless Power. I forgot to make this a... so they're physical, right? So I forgot to make the name yellow, but whatever. So the leader skill is All Out or Joined Forces. Key +3, HP attack and defense +150%. So their leader skill is actually like... technically the full, like the actual translation of what their leader skill is like fighting to your best ability, but I'm not going to make that I'm not going to call that the category. I think All Out is fitting of what that word means. So I went with All Out. Super attacks are Destructor Disc and Gallant Gun. That's the 12 key. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage and lowers attack. That's pretty good. Then the 18-key super attack is Kamehameha and Final Flash. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn again, and causes mega colossal damage and lowers attack and defense. So pretty much they're the same. Obviously, this 18-key being mega colossal and the 12-key being just colossal, but in terms of the other additional effects that they're doing, the only thing different between 12 and 18-key is this is also lowering defense, which isn't really too useful. So I don't really know. They could have added like, I don't know, maybe greatly raise attack for 3 turns instead. I don't know. All right, so the passive, irregular cooperation. Attack and defense plus 70%, gain an additional attack and defense plus 7% per key sphere obtained. And then this is where things get interesting. Gain critical hit chance plus 7%, and key +2, and perform an additional attack up to 3 times in a turn per rainbow key sphere obtained. So this is the first time we've ever seen this type of wording. In fact, I'm going to actually pull up the official pictures because it's better quality, so I can actually take a look and read it off the screen while we're talking about this. But it's actually pretty small and hard to see. Let me pull up this one. Maybe it'll be better. No, it's the same. So there's 2 commas here. Usually when they separate something that's dependent on another condition within the same phrase, they use a when they want to separate 2 different phrases from each other, they use an and symbol. So I think this additional attack is dependent on you collecting a rainbow key sphere, because if they didn't want it to be dependent on that, this comma here would be an and symbol. But since this is a comma, it's implying that this guaranteed additional attack is dependent on you getting a rainbow key sphere. So basically, for every 1 rainbow key sphere you get in the turn, you get an additional 7% chance to crit. You get an additional key +2 and an additional attack, up to 3 in a turn. So if let's say you collect 5 rainbow key spheres, you don't then attack 5 more times. It can only be 3 max. And it doesn't say anything about super attacks, so I assume these can only be normals. This is similar to how Evolution Blue Vegeta works, and I assume that's why they did it like this, because he's in the card. The way Evolution Blue Vegeta works is he just performs 2 additional attacks, and it's worded the same way as this. It doesn't mention anything about super attacks. It's usually when, like for example, Physical Cooler, when his passive, his says like, oh, with a medium chance to become a super attack, but this one doesn't say anything about that. So I'm assuming that these additional attacks that you get from the Rainbow Key Sphere collection cannot be super attacks. So now that we know that, let's read their passive one more time so that we understand completely what they're doing. So 70%, just baseline. Then they're getting 7% additional per key sphere, any key sphere. And then for Rainbow Key Sphere, they're getting crit chance 7%, key +2, and an additional attack up to 3 times. So that's interesting. I actually, a long time ago, made a concept for I think it was the Broly movie Goku and Vegeta Blue units, and I actually had this as one of the one of the conditions, it was like you get crit and additional attack percentages per Rainbow Key Sphere Chain. I think I might have made a video about that. I don't remember. But yeah, interesting that they're doing this. I actually kind of like this design. It's something different, and even though I'm not the biggest fan that they're releasing a yet another Goku and Vegeta unit, I do like the fact that they're exploring with how the unit's actually working and how you utilize the unit in battle. And then they have an active skill. The active skill is full spirit, full body release. This is the actual title of an episode, I believe, when they first do this form. So that's cool that they paid homage to that. The ability is for 1 turn, you get Ki plus 24 and attack plus 70%, but you lose 50% defense. And the conditions are you can use it when your HP is 50% or below. So same kind of conditions as UI Goku, the original one to transform. So it's not the worst transformation conditions ever, but it's certainly not the best. This is something you can definitely see in like Super Battle Road, which is really good because a lot of these active skills they require turns to elapse, but this one does not. So I'm actually happy about that. And 70% attack and 24 Ki. I mean, you talk about like LR Tech Broly's. What is that like? I forget how much does he give. I gotta go look at that again because you guys know how powerful that one is. I mean, it's not 70. I know that. Let's go to. Actually, I don't even know. Is it going to be on here? No, it's not going to be on here. Let me actually pull it up on my phone so I can see it here. But let me go back over here. Oops. So, I mean, 70%, but you lose 50% defense. Now, I assume this is going to be calculated separately, similar to how B-Pan's active skill works, similar to how KAIOKEN Blue's Spirit Bomb active skill works. So that 70% increase, I mean, that's like almost going to double your damage in that turn. I mean, it's going to be crazy. All right, so LR Tech Broly's active skill. It is 48%. So we're talking about 48% for Broly, and this one's going to be 70. 22% higher. That's insane. But keep in mind the defense reduction is going to be a big loss as well because this is also calculated separately. So let's say like you're getting the buffs from like all like the support units on your rotation, maybe you use a defensive item or something. Like this is going to calculate after all those things are calculated. So you're going to be losing like a lot of defense. And then links, they have Super Saiyan, Godly Power, Warrior Gods, Kamehameha, Torrent of Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Now the only glaring omission here is obviously there's no Prepare for Battle. So, I mean, it's not really the biggest thing because they have Tournament of Power, but them being an LR is going to make it a little bit tough to get the 18 keys to protect consistently. But keep in mind they are getting the extra key from the Rainbow Key Spheres here, so they are very, very good still, and I don't think it's going to hinder them too much. I just want to see who might their best. I mean, I assume their best linking partner is going to be this guy. Okay, so Godly Power and Warrior Gods this guy has, and Super Saiyan, and they've Kamehameha, don't they? Yeah, and Tournament of Power. Wow. So they share every link with this guy? Yeah, this guy shares every link. Let me put this to English. This guy, okay, so this guy shares 7 links with. So think about this team. You run double STR Blue KAIOKEN Goku. One rotation is him, UI Goku LR, and the other rotation is him and then one of these guys. That's crazy. I mean, they're sharing like every single link together, both rotations. And then categories are All Out, Representatives of Universe 7, Universe Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyan, Joy Forces, Full Power, and Kamehameha. I mean, this is craziness. Like, this unit is on the turn when this guy pops his active skill, he might be the hardest hitting unit in the game. Especially if you get a bunch of orbs too. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know. They really, really went all out with this guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm excited to see how well this guy actually performs in battle in the game. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.